Okay, you're not supposed to stand on it, huh? All right, no, watch out. Here we go. Let's fucking go. All right, hey everybody, what's up? Welcome back to the Gamescom today, and only today we are here to talk about Sonic Frontiers. That's right, we are now less than a week away from the big showcase of Sonic Frontiers at Gamescom. So I figured we'd sit down, talk about things that are most likely to be shown from least likely to be shown. You know, go over our thoughts on it. But of course, first of all, thank you. I believe we hit our 23k subscribers. Yeah, I think we hit 23k. So thank you for the continued support and everything. Let me know, you know, if you're enjoying the content, if you want to see more stuff, if you liked the sort of Sonic boost game rankings that was more edited, and you know, if you want me to do more of those and all that, I'm gonna obviously keep doing the stream highlights and stream VODs and everything. So everything should be Gucci on the content front here. So guys, keep that support and love going. But all right, guys, let's get right into it. All right, Sonic Frontiers. So we are going to get a big look at this game at Gamescom. Jeff Keighley has now multiple times headlined and said this. Now, I think it's important to know for people being like, oh, it's Jeff Keighley or whatever. It's important to note that what happened with Summer Games Fest was more of a misunderstanding, where it was simply that the game was in the trailers for a lot of the Summer Games Fest stuff, but that's just Jeff Keighley, who likes to show things that have been part of his shows, you know. Whereas this time around, it is very specifically, constantly stated, like stated that there's going to be a, hey, Sonic Frontiers is gonna have a big showcase here, you know. Stay tuned for the trailer. Every time they put marketing for it, it'll be like, hey, stay tuned for announcements from this Sonic. There's also, where's that funny image that popped on the timeline today? Hold up, let me find this. This is hilarious. I was tweeting about this earlier. If I could go ahead here and grab this. So what happened was the Summer Games Fest account posted this image, right, where they were like, stay tuned next week for world premieres from Hogwarts Legacy, Callisto Protocol, Sonic Frontiers, Return to Monkey Island. Now I know what you're thinking. What does that mean? Look at that, bro. Look at the fucking leaves on Sonic's body that some random intern, I guess, just placed on him. But I guess they're covering his nipples, man. You don't want that out there, bro. You do not want that out there. But yeah, no, that's really funny. But yeah, either way, like, they've been headlining Sonic Frontiers as one of their premier things for the show. It's even in their YouTube description and all that stuff. And I think it was the first game that was announced to be shown at Summer Gamescom. That doesn't mean it's going to be the first trailer there. They know people really want that, so they're going to squeeze that in around, you know, the middle mark so that we can lose our minds waiting. But yeah, it's going to be there. So I figured, guys, let's talk about it, right? First of all, because also you gotta remember, there's gonna be a demo there. People are actually going to play it. That's a big deal, man. This is going to be a big public playable demo. I assume and hope, for the sake of the people, that it's gonna be, you know, a much later build of the game, maybe the most current one they have, to showcase it, because they're going all in. You know, you're even gonna have what's it called, Izuka chilling there doing some meet and greet stuff. So this is basically the last major show it's gonna be at. I know some people have told me TGS is happening still. TGS is a little different, you know what I mean? Because yes, TGS is big, you know, in Japan, but it's not the same thing where you're getting it in these big conferences that the average person here is watching stuff. But either way, I'm sure we'll get an update for it there, though. I'm sure we'll get a Sonic TGS show. But for now, guys, let's talk about this. So most likely, release date. I think that is the most obvious thing here. I think we will see a release date for this game. So far, again, you have to remember, right, this is the second time, right, because they said it at, you know, Summer Games Fest, where they were like, it's coming out this year, don't worry, we have no plans of delaying it. And then a few days ago, it was Sega's investors meeting, and they once again said, like, we have no plans to delay the game. It is still on track to come out this year. This is like a few days ago, so this isn't like we're assuming, or they're saying, you know, maybe. Like, this is pretty much a lock. So I think the number one most likely thing we're seeing here is the release date. I think that's a big deal. Now when is it going to be? Ooh, okay, so I'm thinking, like I said, I'm thinking it's either before Pokemon / God of War or after them. So it's either going to be, you know, the first week of November, or it's going to be the last week of November / 1st of December, you know, where like November 28th to December 3rd kind of be. Now, I know there was a tentative leak on Steam's database that said December 3rd. I could definitely see that, but I could also see maybe they want to hit the Black Friday sales and get it out, you know, November, 5th or 8th or something. And yeah, no, I was thinking, maybe we could get something like that. It would make sense to me. But yeah, release date seems like the most likely we're gonna see here. And obviously, I think we're gonna start getting the smaller stuff. So for example, box art, right? We're most likely going to see, the box art of the game. I think these are the two locks, that anything that involves, knowing when people will be able to purchase or even start digitally pre-ordering the game is gonna go down on this week, and I think it's going to be happen, and that's really gonna be it for that. So next up, obviously, the trailer, right? Jeff Keighley has said we're getting a big trailer. Now, I want to note this, right? That he hosted a Twitter space last week, or even like a few days ago, talking about Gamescom, and I went in it. And I asked him, what's the trailer looking like? So at that point, he had said he had not seen it yet, right? But it is expected to be like a notable trailer, never before seen gameplay, a lot of new elements, it's gonna be a big thing. Like he did say that. Again, he told me, don't make any promises, don't get the Sonic fans, all up on me. But he did say that it is supposed to, from what he's heard, what he's gone, supposed to be a big gameplay deal. And you know what, honestly, man, I hope so, bro. I really do. I really hope so, because I think also by this point, look, I think we could see another island. They're supposed to have multiple islands in this game. We've had all the marketing focused on, this main island we've seen. Is it Kronos Island? Is that what it's called? I think so. But I think by this point it is time to see what's going on with the other islands in the game. Give me some cool new areas. I think we'll see. I think it's gonna be a very gameplay. I think it's gonna be one of those trailers that is very story / gameplay. Those game trailers that I adore so much, where it'll be you hear the characters talking while it's skipping to clips of different levels and areas, and you're hearing music in the background. I think it's gonna be that, but at the very least, I also think one of the most likely things here is going to be voices. I think we are finally going to hear Roger Craig Smith say something. I feel like we're gonna hear the cast say stuff, and I think that's a big deal, for the fans, because we really haven't heard any line of dialogue, which is funny because this is the game where people are anticipating the story the most, having Ian Flynn on board, writing and all that stuff. So I think that's going to be a major thing the fans are very excited for, including myself, seeing all that. Another thing, obviously, an updated build, right? This game is going to be playable on the show floor. Now, granted, it's possible that they just showed this, the regular demo they've had at every showcase, but it would be nice if they bring an updated build. Maybe it's in the second area of the game. We don't know what the areas are. We don't know if it's gonna be this is the sort of mountainous area, and then the next area is gonna be desert, snow. Izuka did say they've purposely chosen for at least the open area to go with a more realistic world, to make things feel out of place for Sonic. So I could see the second or third areas being stuff we've sort of seen in games, like your snow areas or your desert or your or your forest or whatever the hell it's got to be out there, so but I think updated build would be really nice, because this is a game that we're gonna get. We're not just gonna get that trailer of, we're gonna get probably a lot of footage of. We know there's a deal at the TikTok booth where they're showing exclusive gameplay. We are going to get a lot of shit from this game at this event next week. And then like I said, that's why it's going to be the last major marketing week for it. Another thing I think is genuinely most likely, and that is the main theme song. We've had the theme song teased in the direct. I think that's the theme. We don't know yet, right? The song that plays here in the background here, where we sort of hear that little piano melt, and then it goes to the heavy rock out there. Again, we've heard glimpses of it. I think that might be the theme, but we're not really sure. But I think that's a likely thing to show up. I think that's going to be something we see, obviously, coming through, because we've had them tease it for so long now. I feel like they've mentioned the main theme 7,000 times. Speaking of main themes, sorry, I got distracted with a banger. I got distracted with the banger. But yeah, no, I think, listen, most likely here, the main theme will finally drop online. they'll probably, you know, put a video of it on their YouTube or something, because I think it's time. You know, I think it's time we heard the theme. You gotta hype us up a little bit, you know, give us that track we could look forward to. So that's another one that I think is gonna be most likely. Now we into the things that, you know, might be there, you know, I think are speculative, and I hope will be there, but might not. Supersonic, right? If this game's whole flow is that, you know, you can get 7 Chaos Emeralds by the end of each island, then that means Supersonic is a major part of the game, which I think means this is when you can show off Supersonic. You know, I feel like this is the time you'll be able to show off what he looks like, maybe how, you know, he runs around the world, they show him in a boss fight. Like, I think Supersonic is something I'd really like here. Again, not necessarily like 100% likelihood, but it's something I would really want in there, and I think that's going to be a big thing that the fans and I, of course, are going to be super excited for once they get into that. But yeah, Supersonic, I think, is something that not 100%, but I think could be very likely. I feel like that's like a sort of end of trailer thing, you know, like that's the last thing they show in the trailer, because that'll be such a cool thing. I'm very excited to see what they got going on there. Now, of course, another one here, some more cyberspace. You know, I think cyberspace levels, I want to see one at the very least, like, you know, in a public demo or private demo or whatever. I want to see one from start to finish. You know, I don't want to see a glimpse of one, 5 seconds of one, a screenshot of one. I want to see like one full level, you know, and I think it's going to be very important, because that's going to show us, you know, how much flexibility we have in those boost levels, how fun they are, how engaging they are, how dynamic they are. Like, I think seeing one is really more than enough. Shout out to Scott the Waz showing up there. I think, like I said, we just need to see at least at the bare, like I said, the bare minimum, just one of them, and then we'll all be good, we'll all be happy, and that'll be clean. We have that. I'm trying to think, right, what are other things that I think are, like, you know, not likely but I'd like to see? Maybe some more, you know, maybe some, you know, boss stuff. Like, we still don't know like what the boss or villain is. We know there's this evil tech, and we know about Sage, obviously, you know, the little 12-year-old girl floating in the sky. Are we gonna see more of her? Are they gonna give us a glimpse of a boss fight with her or something? We don't really know, you know, and we know Eggman's involved in this story, but we don't know to what capacity. It seems like he's gonna be sort of, you know, a big side character, where obviously he's going to be part of this, you know, everything going on. He's going to try to harness this technology, but I think there's going to be a bigger thing, which is kind of cool. That's kind of how like the old the Dark Age Sonic stories would be, where like Eggman would try something massive, and then the fucking evil gods involved were above him in that regard. But yeah, no, I'm very excited to see what they got in line. But either way, man, I'm just really excited, because like I said, this is basically pretty much the last major showcase, an event that the widespread people are going to be able to, you know, play and hang out. And obviously it's in Germany, so not everyone is gonna have access to all this stuff, but for the most part, this is gonna be a big deal. And I hope it's a big news block. You know, I hope we get new key art, you know, I hope we get box art, release date, new gameplay stories. I mean, I think they also know, you know, obviously this game's had a rocky marketing. They know that this is almost a second chance, you know, to really nail it, because so far a lot of people are swayed. They're like, okay, I'm excited for this. I'm trepid, but I'm excited for the direction they're going in, you know. So I think here showing, you know, updated build that's really clean, showing some new areas, showing some more cyberspace and stuff, I think you can really lock people in and make them calm down. I'm excited either way, man. I think this is going to be the most exciting Sonic game in a long time, bro. I mean, a Sonic game that's gonna take about 20 to 30 hours to complete, that alone is immaculate. Oh, also another thing I think is very not necessarily likely, but I'd like to see are two things, right? One, collector's edition. We have not had a major Sonic Collector's Edition since, I guess, Mania. So it's been 5 years. And then for a mainline, like a 3D big Sonic game, was the last one, what, like Generations, where they had the big box for it. Either way, it's been a long time since a big Collector's Edition for a Sonic game. And I really like that. And of course, I would like cosmetics. You know, I think a lot of platformers nowadays, you know, they lean on their cosmetics. It's become a big standard almost. You know, Mario Odyssey had them, Crash 4 had them. You have games like A Hand in Time establishing them. I think that game has it. You have stuff like Ukulele where you can wear the retro skins. Like, I feel like a lot of the modern 3D platformers, a lot of the reward is, you know, what's it called, costumes. And I think Sonic Colors Ultimate was a testing bed. You know, the changing the shoes and the gloves and the glow behind you and stuff. I think that was a testing bed. And I'm thinking and assuming that's going to be in Sonic Frontiers. But guys, let me know what you think. What do you want to see? What do you think is most likely to be showed? Are you ready? Let me know what's popping. Let me know what's up. And of course, I'll see you all next time. Peace out.